Hey, I'm Heyzeus, and this video is about the 5 hardest to get skins in CSGO. Valve has made getting certain skins in this game a massive pain in the ass, and we're going to be looking at some of the worst examples. Sponsored by CS Money, who are doing a pretty snazzy giveaway over $1,000 worth of skins. Just check the description for instructions on how to enter, and if that's not enough for you, well, there is also a link to a €60 Steam Wallet gift card giveaway. Link for that is in the description too. And a quick note on this video, it's going to focus on gun skins, not knives. I would have put that in the title, but that would have gotten my video demonetized by YouTube, which would result in it being throttled, so you probably wouldn't have seen it. And I didn't want that, and if you'd like to help with getting more people to see this video, well, a like and a comment would be really appreciated. Okay, enough groveling, let's get started. So our first skin is the factory new Scar 20 Splash Jam from the Militia Collection. Now, this thing is a relic from the early days of CSGO. It hasn't seen the light of day since Operation Vanguard, and 95% of CSGO players probably don't know what it is, much less have even seen it in game. But I mean, frankly, who would want to hang around someone who uses this gun? I wouldn't, but to get it in factory new was rather difficult. Essentially, when it was last dropping, well, it was one of 6 collections you could get, and even if you got the Militia Collection, well, you only had a 1 in 781 chance of getting dropped it, literally twice as unlikely as a knife. And even if you did get it, because of a couple of super unforgiving restrictions on its condition values, your chance of getting a factory new one was about 1 in 166, and all up, this meant that you've got a roughly 1 in 780,000 chance of getting dropped one of these. Valve intended that, by the way, but I mean, that's in the past, right? These things haven't been dropped in game for about 5 years, and if you want one today, you're gonna have to trade up for it. And that's where you're doubly fucked, because to get a factory new Splash Jam from a trade up, you've only got one option. What you have to do is you have to do a trade up with a single M4A4 Modern Hunter and a bunch of factory new filler skins with excellent conditions. Now, this will set you back $80 or more, and will only give you a 1 in 10 chance of getting that Splash Jam. The rest of the time, you're gonna lose all of your money. I'll tell you what, if that was a casino, it'd be run by Phantom Lord. Now, the next skin is the StatTrak factory new Emerald Dragon, and this is a skin with a bit of notoriety. McSkillet made a big fuss about trading up for them back in the day, but there's a good reason for that. It's an extremely rare and expensive collector's item. There's only 67 of them in existence, and there is a reason they're so rare. You see, this thing is from the Bravo case, and if you opened up a Bravo case, you'd have a 1 in 94 chance of getting an Emerald Dragon, and then a 1 in 10 chance of that Emerald Dragon being StatTrak. And then, thanks to some, restrictions on the Emerald Dragon's condition, a 1 in 125 chance of that Emerald Dragon being factory new, which means, all up, you've got a roughly 1 in 117,000 chance of getting one of these from a case. But one more thing, every Bravo case you unbox these days will set you back $25, so you'd need to spend about $3 million to unbox one of these things. Good luck with that. So, I'm guessing at this point, trading up for this skin probably looks like a much more attractive idea, and it kind of is. But again, it's still pretty rough. Your only option is to trade up with 1 Bravo skin and 9 filler skins with extremely low floats. Now, this will set you back at least $100, and your odds will never, ever be better than 5% to get an Emerald Dragon. Not cheap, although still better than $3 million. Now, the third skin we're going to look at is the factory new MP7 Whiteout. Now, this may be a surprising pick for some people. You might have been expecting the AK Red Lemonade or something like that instead, but that skin is just a slightly less bad version of the Emerald Dragon, while the factory new MP7 Whiteout is pretty much unique in being one of the most fucked skins in the entire game to try and trade up for, or at least one of the most fucked skins that you might actually want to own. Anyway, so the Whiteout is from the Office Collection, and it dropped at exactly the same times as the Splash Jam. Now, your odds of getting dropped one of these things were much better than the Splashdown. They were only about wanting 60,000, owing to the fact that the Whiteout was mil-spec rather than classified. So, compared to some of the things we've seen, that's not too bad. But when it comes to trading up for this thing, it's the worst. So, your only way to get this from a trade up is to combine one Office Collection skin with 9 filler skins, ideally from the Train Collection. Now, your odds of getting a Whiteout will never be better than 5%, and although that might look slightly better than the Emerald Dragon, in the case of the Emerald Dragon, 10% of the time, even when you fail, you'll get this really snazzy looking low float ocean foam or graphite and make a sweet fucking profit. With the Whiteout, there is no such fallback option. You either get a Whiteout or you get shit. And despite all that, it still looks super profitable. I guess there's my trade up guide for the video. Anyway, skin number 4 is the Stat Track Factory New AK Fire Serpent. My favourite skin, I just love it, an absolute work of art. Da Vinci himself would weep at the sight of this magnificent beast, but just like the mythical Sea Serpent, spotting one of these things is a bit difficult. So your chances of getting a Fire Serpent from the $25 a prop Bravo case is 1 in 312. The chance of that being Stat Track is 1 in 10, and then the chances of that being Factory New is 1 in 166, thanks to that same brutal float range, for a grand total of 1 in 520,000, which would cost $13 million to do. To the best of my knowledge, there's only ever been 3 unboxed, by the way, but that's okay, because you can trade up for these things. The bad news though, is that is basically the equivalent of playing Russian roulette with your life savings. You see, the most reliable way to get this skin is to do a trade up with 10 ocean foams and graphites with extremely good conditions. That will set you back, depending on where and how you buy these things, between $2,000 and $3,000 US, although assuming you're smart about it, it should be more like $2,000. Your chance of getting a Fire Serpent is 50%. If you don't, you'll get a $200 golden koi instead, which might not be the hardest odds ever, but I'll tell you what, it'll be some of the hardest clinching you're ever gonna do. Now, our final skin is the Stat Track Factory New AK Case Hardened Scar Pattern, the exclusive blue gem version of the AK Case Hardened from the original CSGO weapon case. And this thing is... let's have a look at the numbers. So, if you were to open up a CSGO weapon case, you would have a 1 in 63 chance of getting a Case Hardened, and then there's going to be a 1 in 10 chance of it being Stat Track, and then there'll be a 1 in 33 chance of it being Factory New. And on top of that, there's also going to be a 1 in 1,000 chance of it being a pattern number 661, aka the Scar Pattern, for a total chance of 1 in 20,800,000. Which, but by the way, with these cases costing $22 US each to open, it would cost you about $469 million to unbox one of these things. A tad unaffordable even for the Chinese scene. 女士们,先生们,大家好. But what about trading up for this thing? Well, you can get all the inputs to do that pretty easily for about $500 US, and that will score you a 50% chance of getting a Case Hardened. Except that's just the Case Hardened, it's not the Scar Pattern. The Scar Pattern is an additional 1 in 1,000 chance, so your trade up has only a 1 in 2,000 chance of getting you a Stat Track Factory New AK Case Hardened Scar Pattern. Rough. Now, you might be looking at these numbers and thinking, hey, are there even enough skins and cases out there for someone to get one of these things? And the answer to that question is no. No, there isn't actually. The Stat Track Factory New AK Case Hardened Scar Pattern is so difficult to get that it doesn't exist yet. This skin is an imposter. It's only minimal wear. And so to me, this is definitely the most difficult gun skin to obtain in CSGO. So difficult, we haven't managed it yet, and probably never will. And I mean, an ordinary Scar Pattern on its own is hard enough to get as it is. There's no way Anomaly would manage to get it on his first try. I got Scar Pattern! I got Scar Pattern! How the fuck is that guy so lucky? Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and a big thank you to CS Money for sponsoring this vid. Their link is in the description, and as I mentioned, they're also running a giveaway follow the link to the competition in the description as well. The giveaway is for one of 3 sets of skins, the inputs for a 10% AWP Gungnir trade up, the inputs for a 10% AK-47 Wild Lotus trade up, and the inputs for a 10% AWP Prince trade up. Now, these sets of skins are about $500 each. If you win, you'll get one of the 3 sets. There's going to be 3 winners, and you don't have to do the trade up either. You can just take the skins and sell them if you want, as I said, for about $500. So it's up to you. Either way, it could be a pretty big W, and it's simple to enter. So good luck, have fun, and that is pretty much it from me. As always, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.